jab, uppercut, leave you laid out on the floor. Try to duck and roll, hit and miss, now you counting stars. Should've practiced more, should've hit the mask, get out there more. Claim that you're the best. You gotta show me, son. Actions over words, baby boy. Is you real or what? Talking way too much, world come. Back sports, talking way too much, world come. Back sports, talking way too much, world come. Back
Shout out to the hottest chat in the MF and game, A-Side Official. We're doing a little bit different this morning because I just want to get down to the live itself, because there's a lot of history behind the live itself. And I think, at this point in time, there's really nothing to talk about in boxing. But this right here pretty much trumps everything. You know what I'm saying? When it comes down to the topic itself, this is a reaction to IOTBA live he did on Diddy Brown, ETB, BFB, you know what I'm saying? And some other topics that float along in that freaking canal. You know what I'm saying? Listen to me. It's 10 in the morning, bro. I think this is something that's productive to talk about. For real, it's not gonna mess up anything, especially when it comes to talking about boxing. So we're gonna, shout out to IOTBA. This is his video that I'll be listening to, his audio. But what he mentioned on this live stream last night is one of the truest of forms. Look, truest of forms of when you're doing a timeline, about this specific situation, it is right line with everything. I'm talking about Armageddon. The shit he said in this and what he was talking about, the shit that went on with BFTB, ETB, Diddy Brown. Listen, he's spot on. He's lined them up. You know what I'm saying? One of the most classic, thorough, freaking live streams, because we can do live streams, right? And we can go in. I can put headstones on. You know what I'm saying? It's different. It's different for everybody. But this live stream, it's a lot of pieces that I can relate to, because back then I understood what the travels was like. I understand a lot of what he was saying about these individuals was absolutely correct. This is one of the most classics. If you really want to bookmark a live stream, really wasn't, as disrespectful as it could have been. It really ain't. But if you want to listen to a live stream that's a classic when it's talking about the turn of events, I try to tell them, bro. I try to tell them dudes. You know what I'm saying? I try to tell them. You got Julina up there, sounding all soft and shit. No, nigga, when you want to be soft, You don't have that. You don't have that right because you was calling everybody else soft. You was going in being disrespectful, trying to get to the heart. You know what I'm saying? You was trying to rip people's freaking confidence, those fragile-minded individuals. You was trying to rip them down and torment them and say they weren't shit. You know what I'm saying? You wanted to make it extremely personal, but yet you over there like you took an estrogen pill or something. You know what I'm saying? Like your hormones are unbalanced. ETB, you can't be mad at what IO said about you. You can't be mad, bro. And because it's not about me, I'm a kind of insert some of this during the live stream, but it's a classic live stream. Real talk. You know how I do my reactions. It's a classic. It's one of the most classic live streams in dealing with disinformation. You know what I'm saying? One of the most classic. And I'm gonna talk about something I never even told. That I never even told IOTBA to this day, man. I'm gonna talk about. I'm gonna mention something I ain't never told him to this day. Let's get down to it. Shout out to everybody that's in the chat, man. Let's get down to this live stream. And once again, citing IOTBA Boxing. This is a live stream he did about 9 hours ago. It said my reaction to the way BFTB crucified Money Brown and ETB. Okay? So let's get down to it.
Articles and shit. And what do I see? I say this is my reaction to the way BFTB crucified Money and ETB. So y'all know how I do. I must address the bullshit. Whoa.
So let me stop it right there with IO addressing the bullshit. He's gonna get into some parts in this live stream addressing the bullshit. And also he's gonna talk about how heavy he was on Facebook, how many followers he had on Facebook, how people used to come see him. You know what I'm saying? And the wild part about what he's saying is the truth. You know what I'm saying? He always saying the truth to come to the light. When he was on Facebook, I even was over there in this group. I wasn't really into the, heavy in the back and forth with people on there. I was just there to kind of write articles about boxing, stuff like that. But his group was different. And when he said he had the numbers, he had all the numbers, man. You know what I'm saying? All they want to do is wait till he do his intro and do strolling up my articles. You know what I'm saying? And what do I see? He had the numbers over there. Wasn't nobody fucking with him on Facebook like that at all.
Whoa, 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 whoa. I said, something's on my mind. I want somebody please. Money Brown and ETB. Now, they all beefing, right? And today, I had a chance to catch BFTB live he did, right? Because I want to hear what he had to say, right? Detected, right? No lies detected. Any real motherfucker, if you watch this video and you really seen how articulately he broke it down, no lies detected, right? No lies detected. And what's so crazy about this is I went through the same shit that he talking about. That's how I know he not lying when he's speaking on these niggas. And he's saying these niggas is bitches, right? He telling the truth. When he say that nigga ETB is a bitch, that nigga telling the truth. And when he say in real life, when he say I was looking down at the little nigga in real life, and the nigga was like a groupie and shit, he telling the truth. Cause I had an occasion with this lame ass nigga one time where he came to the city, right? And this nigga expected me to be his fucking chaperone, hold his fucking hand, walk him around the city. So he felt some type of way when I told the nigga like, bro, I ain't got time. I'm doing this. I ain't gonna be able to like whoop-de whoop on shit like that. And so he took that as if I shunned him. It ain't no nigga shunning you, nigga. I'm the king of Dallas, Texas. Nigga, when they come to this boxing shit. And when Errol Spence was fighting Ocampo, that was a big fucking deal. Everybody was in the city because Errol Spence was the next best thing popping in the sport of boxing, right?
Let's stop it right there, right? Let's chat briefly about Errol Spence fight with Carlos Ocampo. People may look at Carlos Ocampo as a nobody, and how can anybody come to the fight? Because no one really knew who Carlos Ocampo was. But look, he was undefeated. But that's how big Errol Spence was, just like he said. Errol Spence was big in Texas. And at that time, it was nobody. When I say nobody, absolutely nobody, that was closer to Spence as a content creator than IOTBA. Nobody. Nobody was closer. To this day, nobody has been that. It's a lot of niggas just trying to emulate the position that he had with Spence. No. This dude was a straight up Spence supporter. He was a content creator for Spence. He lived in the freaking same freaking footprint as Spence. Everything. You know, there was a respect there, all that. And you know, as I was sitting back watching, you know what I'm saying, from the Facebook days to when that fight was coming up with EJ and Ocampo, I was just observing everything that was taking place. You know, people was talking, hey man, you need to go to this fight. This is gonna be a good fight. Even though he wasn't fighting no big name dude. Spence had the city like that. Spence had the city on lock. IOTBA had the freaking city on lock and the freaking social media game on lock at the time. This shit was the biggest topic on social media down there. Seriously, real talk. That's the way it was. But with fame, you know what I'm saying? People want your position. You know what I'm saying? And that's why I'm gonna tell you some real shit later on. You know what I seen coming, okay?
So the little square ass nigga who wouldn't pop a fucking grape, like this, the nigga acted like a bitch the same way. The nigga was on some groupie shit the same way, right? And niggas be feeling entitled. Like little nothing ass niggas be feeling entitled. These niggas get on YouTube. I'm talking about YouTube only. And do a couple of views on YouTube. And these niggas think they the fucking king of the world. They like Leonardo DiCaprio on the Titanic. I'm the king of the world. Not knowing YouTube is not the only platform. It's a bunch of them. And YouTube is not the only platform that's paying money. And if you really get money on YouTube like that, you have to have a bunch of motherfuckers cash apping you directly to your cash app, right? Especially if you ain't getting views, because you got to get mega fucking views. Mega. I want y'all to think about that. See, the reason why ETB is a bitch, right? And shout out to my nigga E Thriller the Black Picasso. Cause if it wasn't for that nigga, you know, these bitch ass niggas would have still been running with that whole ass shit that I got knocked out in New York. But when E Thriller the Black Picasso, my nigga General Big Fish, my nigga Mr. Q, came on that bitch out there and said he was lying. He showed I knocked out nigga.
Okay, let's talk about this, right? So, shout out to E Thriller. You know what I'm saying? Absolutely right. It came down to a point where I even said to myself, I say, when is this in bed when I first time I knew him on Facebook looking nigga? When is he gonna be put on trial? Because this is some shit I never even told IOTBA about that shit in Texas. When I went up to Texas that day, we had already talked. Me, him, Stephen Pope, Kwame, I think. Whatever. Supposed to go up there and go to Texas and then support. You know what I'm saying? Support Errol Spence and support what IO had going on or whatever. Me, I was on my own. Man. I came up there with my son, actually. So, being that we had a conversation before then, I'm talking about this is going to bleed into this shit he just said about E Thriller having one of the judgment panels. And I don't know how he pulled it off, but he had one of the judgment panels. Well, finally, this nigga had to tell the truth. So I go up there, and when I'm going up there, right, I didn't have no issue, you know what I'm saying, at the time with IOTBA per se. I had an issue with Kwame Brown. I had an issue with Stephen Pope. That's what I had an issue with. I had an issue with soft marshmallow next to the bonfire type niggas. That's what I had an issue with. Because I've seen cats like them before. I have an older brother just like them. Just like them. Seriously, just like them. So when they told me they got up in Texas, I knew they was gonna freaking act like they wanted to be the ringleaders and shit. They wanted to try to be in the spot that IO. I seen this shit from a distance, man. I didn't have no shit. Look, I really didn't have no shit because, look, one thing about me, I observe a lot. I know the niggas is doing their own thing, and what kind of cloth they cut from. I'm pretty good. I would observe a nigga and see, is he a freaking leader or follower? You know what I'm saying? So when they told me, hey, so and so wants you to be over here. I said, I get over there. You know, when I get over there, I had my service dog with me. You know what I'm saying? I had my son with me. I was on my own schedule, first of all. You know what I'm saying? So they was like, hey, man, you coming over here, this, that, and the other. So them soft-ass niggas went back and told IO some whatever they told him. And he responded to them the way he did, whoever that was at the time. And so when I was calling them back, they didn't pick up. I said, go figure. You know what I'm saying? These niggas ain't picking up no more. So I remember Kwame from the Facebook days. I just remember how that nigga always thought he knew everything. Nigga always was laying on his fucking back like a goddamn African walrus. You know what I'm saying? Just always laying on his back. Lazy nigga. And I used to say to myself, that's the type of nigga that once he get off his back and he feel like he's in an important situation, he's going to try to goddamn do something manipulative. He's going to try to goddamn creep into the situation. Because right now he ain't a nobody. The person that was on Facebook doing the thing back then was IOTBA, period. Everybody was over on his Facebook page. Damn near everybody you know that's on YouTube, a lot of niggas was over there in those freaking comments on them groups. And I missed the groups. The groups was where the shit went down. Fuck this chat shit. The groups, man, the groups was goddamn the battlefield that you want to play on. But anyway, I used to see Kwame over there, and then I started knowing, I tried to communicate with Steven. Steven was, gave me those freaking soft nigga vibes. I thought either one of them would be the one that did what Kwame did. Either one of them. Because they was Google-eyed. You know what I'm saying? This is what IOTBA was doing. He was already there. He had the pause. You know what I'm saying? The pause is the position. He had the pause already with Spence. The POS. He had the position. He was rocking out. Everybody knew Mr. 214 for being with Spence, period. But I knew them niggas right there. I knew something was going to pop off, y'all. I didn't want to be in that situation. I didn't want to be in that situation because I never liked the nigga. I'm going to be honest. I never liked him. I'm talking about Kwame Brown, disloyal to the boxing game. That nigga think he know everything. He look, he gave me all the signs that he was a snake. All the nigga do on Facebook, every time the camera was on, that nigga was laying down. You know what I'm saying? And then Steven, he just the type of dude that smile all the time, smile to get along. And the shit played out the way it did. You know what I'm saying? It played out the way it did to a point where it destroyed a good situation, man. One of the best situations Spence had. To this day, he should get IOTBA back in there and rekindle or relight the candle. But it's hard to do that with Diddy James on deck. But then nobody had shit on lock back then. Nobody had a freaking a media pause on lock like IOTBA did with Spence. Nobody. And when you got nobody that had it on lock, you're gonna find individuals like Stephen Pope and freaking disloyal to the boxing game that's sitting on the side waiting for their opportunity and think they gonna be doing what he did. No, you don't have the work ethic. You don't have the charisma. You don't have the personality. You don't have none of that shit, brother. There's no way you ever could have took over the position. The only thing you could have did is what? Destroyed it. And that's exactly what he did.
Shoved the phone up my ass. Niggas talking about I got knocked down. I'm asking niggas if they through or something. If a nigga see Mr. IOTBA in real life, niggas know I'm not built like that. Nothing like that at all.
So check this out. When I went to Texas one time on a fight card, and it's out there on the catalog, right? Me and IOTBA wasn't on the best of terms then at all. But I still showed up, and texted to a fight card because that was what I was doing, and I like going to the fights. I already peeped out Al in the building before he even seen me. I mean, I'm military. I mean, I'm just saying. But we was at the weigh-in. I seen him walking up to me on the right-hand side, probably before he even knew that I knew he was there. I'm just looking up at the stage. He walked up on the side, and then we start chopping it up. I chopped it up with him because he was on some grown man shit, and all we did was like, hey, what's up, what's going on, all that. You know what I'm saying? It wasn't no walk past a nigga, let him know you in the area, and don't say nothing to him. No, we dapped it up. We said, what's up? You know what I'm saying? We chopped it for a minute, and we carried on with the fight itself. When he say he's at the fight, he's at the fights, man. You know what I'm saying? Unfortunately for him, the two niggas at his best moment, the two niggas that was supposed to be, acting like, well, they pretty much acted like what they are, real talk. They was luggage carriers, for real. He just made a mistake with the company he kept. You know what I'm saying? And truth be told, I don't think it can be some niggas that's that close to Al with the same personality he got, because it wouldn't have worked. So he needed two weak cheerleading ass niggas to be by his side, but he should have just kept a watchful eye on them niggas, because they was vying for a spot. Oh yeah, they was there. It was there, but he we chopped it up. It was all good. You know what I'm saying? It was all good. The point I'm trying to make is a lot of these niggas that's on YouTube, and at that point in time, you talking about IOTBA going at, man, there was so many niggas going at him back then. Like, I was sitting back and observing. Not to the point, like, I wasn't even on media like that, but I can't tell you how many wars he went through on social media with people going at him about Spence and the shit he was goddamn going. I mean, hours of him and his mods. I remember him and his mods. Goddamn. It was an all-out warfare, goddamn it. All the way into the AM. I'm talking about Facebook was different back then, nigga. The money, the Dookies. Yeah, I knew Dookie from freaking being over there with IOTBA, man. Yeah, that's what I used to see him talk about. I didn't know really about any of these niggas like I do now. Most of them I seen over there when IOTBA used to go live on Facebook, and all them niggas used to show up on this shit. All of them. When I tell you all of them, that's how popping it was back then. That's how I ran into Dookie Brown. Disloyal to the boxing game. Stephen Hope, I can get into a situation and be somebody's friends. You know what I'm saying? All these niggas, it goes on and on, y'all.
Right. But the niggas ran with it for years, and the reason why ETB a bitch, he ran with that shit, and he had the nigga on his show, and them niggas was running with that shit for years like some hoes, coward ass niggas.
Okay, let me get back to what, I don't know if I went into detail about the shit I never said. I didn't really go over there to that because I wasn't fucking with Kwame Brown and Stephen Pope that day. So that kind of caused a rift with me and IOTBA because, he was locked into Texas. That's where he at. That's his footprint. But, it goes down to a point of not knowing each other because I just don't roll in groups of niggas, and I don't roll with a group of soft niggas by mistake. No, it just don't happen. I'm talking about disloyal to the boxing game and motherfucking Stephen Pope. I didn't want no parts of that. You know what I'm saying? And that's why I didn't show up when he was handing out t-shirts and all that shit. I wasn't going to be hanging out with them two. Nah. I seen enough on Facebook. I knew they were soft ass niggas, and I knew how they was going to move in these motherfucking streets. I knew it. Why? Because my older brother's like that. I've seen niggas like them. I've seen them. They want to be close just close enough so they can try to goddamn take the position. Let's transition into this shit. What you talking about with ETB?
Like, run with some lies. What type of coward ass nigga gonna run with some lies like that? Then have a bitch ass nigga on his show who lying about it, and them niggas just going along with that shit like real girl ass shit. Any nigga, if you've been living in this world, I ain't saying every nigga fight, but if you've been living in this world, you grew up in the hood, right? But you gonna get out there and get out there. And when them niggas ran with that whole ass shit for years, right? The bitch ass nigga ETB having a nigga on his show and shit. That showed me everything I need to know about them cocksuckers. Cause like he said, the niggas was some groupie ass niggas. ETB was a groupie.
See, I sat back and watched this situation play out. You know what I'm saying? Now, the way I seen them niggas back then when they was with IOTBA, that was way back when. Imagine IOTBA seeing that shit now. Because, like I said, them niggas was fucking with him over there on Facebook. And if they say they wasn't, they absolutely lying. They absolutely lying. So to come up to this point where years had passed by, and to have this disloyal to the boxing game nigga up here running with a lie. And I remember when all this shit was playing out, that they were saying that he went up there and he got knocked out, and he was begging for money, him being IOTBA. You know, I remember the panel they had over there on Everything Boxing. I remember all the shit that was being said by disloyal to the boxing game. I did. I remember that shit, bro. I remember the shit. I remember all the freaking kinship. Motherfuckers that used to be over there on Facebook, now all of a sudden they mad at freaking Correa for something. One thing I'll say about, you know, IOTBA is that when he says you got to, you know, being built for his position and who he is as a person, his character, you got to be built to take the shit that he's been taking throughout the years on Facebook. He ain't lying on that shit. I'm just keeping it 100. To deal with the people that he had to deal with on this Facebook shit in Texas or whatever the case may be, you have to be built for that. Mentally, mechanically, you have to be built to take the shit. A lot of these niggas are not built the same way. And they do have mental breakdowns where they feel like they need people to come to their aid. And it's always about super chats and money. You know what I'm saying? We're talking about one of the most controversial figures that was on Facebook back then. I can talk about it because I was back there, man. Dude, I was back there. When I was on Facebook just chilling, you know, going to fights and dipping on Facebook, the only channel y'all mostly paid attention to back then was his, because there was so many people in that motherfucker. But for disloyal to the boxing game to goddamn run that motherfucking lie the way he did for so long, I was amazed that even E Thriller was able to even, because I knew ETB wasn't gonna do anything, because ETB was up there. You know what I'm saying? He was just up there, just the way he do shit. He just let people get away with shit. Cause this live ain't about me, but you know when IOTBA is talking about, you know, ETB being a fan of freaking Julina, yeah, real talk. Because I tried to tell the nigga, he didn't want to listen. And also, you know, when it come down to one of his freaking members getting him to vouch for paying his debts, I said I didn't want to bet him because he ain't gonna pay. He said, "Oh, ETB can vouch for me." I bet him $1,000 when it came down to collect from Errol Spence. Losing. This nigga the leader of my comment. Bitch ass shit. Bitch tendencies. You know what I'm saying? So what I always saying is absolutely correct, ETB. You have some bitch tendencies with you. You know what it is, bro. I'm telling you some shit that ain't a lie. It's not a fucking lie. When you do something like that, when you vouch for a man, and man's time, especially when it's dealing with money, and you don't go through the extreme to hold that man accountable that you vouched for, and you want to just let it slide, no, man, that's some bitch tendencies right there. It's not gonna be a nigga in my chat that owe people money, and I vouch for them, and they didn't pay up. I tell you that.
Niggas know, like, I'm the king of fucking Facebook. It ain't never been nobody who got on Facebook and been more prolific than Mr. 214. That's just facts on facts. And my movement on Facebook was more of a movement than any nigga on YouTube, Instagram, anywhere. That's how I had it popping.
He ain't lying. Straight up and down. He ain't lying. I'm talking about his shit wasn't just popping on Fridays. Whenever he went live, that shit was popping. I haven't seen another channel on YouTube. I'm talking about boxing. I'm talking about with the history, the backstory. I haven't seen nobody on YouTube. Because it's funny how these niggas really think they balling out over here with these little subs and shit. Dude, you want to talk about anarchy? Man, these Facebook groups he used to have, this Facebook lives he used to have over there was chaos, man. They was talking about boxing, but niggas, you had one side debating what they thought about this boxing topic, the other side debating. It was war over that motherfucker, for real. The amount of activity and the amount of activity it generated over there. I don't know what these YTC dudes are talking about with 200. Man, the numbers he did over there, man, nobody has touched over here since that time. Nobody on YouTube is doing like that. Nobody's generating the activity that was over there. Nobody, bro. So he's right on that. I know because I was over there. That's facts. That's facts. Nobody. And it won't be nobody because times has changed now. People over here on YouTube. So when he was coming up and everybody know he was linked up to Spence, man, everybody was on his shit. I don't know, these niggas coming out of the woodworks and talking about, people want to do it for clicks. Fuck that. If y'all would have went over there with that bullshit that y'all have now, y'all would have got destroyed. Destroyed.
That's how you know when you one of them hymns. When you have Facebook popping more than anything, nigga, and niggas rather come on Facebook and fuck with you than go on these other platforms, nigga. That's just what it was. Any nigga who was fucking with me tell me I'm lying. Right? And them niggas was some hoes because a nigga was shining, a nigga was coming up, all that other shit, and niggas didn't like that. But because I do understand this is a competitive world we live in. And everybody want to be the best. And it ain't nothing wrong with wanting to be the best. I'm cool with that. But don't hate on another nigga and try to downfall another nigga. And that's what them bitch ass niggas did. They couldn't wait until the fact, when I had a falling out with Errol Spence, niggas come out line. And, Earl was a sucker for that shit too. Right?
Let me stop right there because this is where, really the wall came down that separated Al from everybody else. Because he had still, the amount of respect and trust and loyalty he had with Errol Spence of all people. Looking back on it, I wish it would have lasted. You know what I'm saying? Say that in hindsight because the way he was controversial back then, it was bound for somebody, a hater, to go up there and start either lying on him or saying some shit. But like I said before, IOTBA fucked up with the people that he had around him. He kept soft niggas around him. I don't think if he had some niggas around him that had his personality, they would last. There's no way you can have a group of niggas around you that act like you. It wasn't gonna last. But yet you don't want no super soft soaker ass niggas around you either. That's just waiting to wet the place up. You know what I'm saying? That's all. They want to think they're gonna mark their territory differently. And that's what happened. And I agree with Al. It was Spence shit too. Because check this out. Let me try to just simply itemize the sequence of events on why this fell apart. Like I said before, them niggas was plotting, especially disloyal to the boxing game. IO already had all that shit and that foundation with Spence established back then. All the work he had put in his city, he had already made all that shit solid. It was concrete. It was ironclad, man. When people knew Spence, when they knew social media, they knew IOTBA was linked up to Spence. That don't happen. That don't happen. Nobody's been that close. ES News ain't that close. That nigga used to try to hate on IO back then, and goddamn Spence defended his ass, man. But peep this out. The demise. That day that they was in Frisco and you know, he had that fight. You know, Stephen Pope had told me like, yo, he gonna take us back there with freaking Errol. I didn't want that. I didn't want to do that. You know what I'm saying? I didn't want to be seen with them niggas. Somebody might have took a snapshot and say, you know what, you talking about disloyal to the boxing game and freaking Stephen Pope, but here you were. You know what I'm saying? God had me, man. Because I couldn't be around them niggas acting fake when I thought they was there for ulterior motives. I seen this shit, man. I felt it. I said, them niggas up to something. You know what I'm saying? They're too weak-minded to be around the train that they're around. And at that time, the Spence train, when it comes to media, the conductor was freaking IOTBA, period. Now, you're going to hear him talk about this. I need to wait till he get to that point, though. But I agree when he say it was Spence, too, because Spence listened to an infiltrator, a turncoat. If you defended IOTBA at that time, and he was in your backyard, you should have treated him like he was really your immediate circle and all the work he put in. When another nigga was up there giving information because you got mad, you was up there sounding like Julina, all in your emotions. I hold you talking to me like that. You know what I'm saying? Come on, man. You hurt my feelings. The nigga can't goddamn run a media business and support one of the rising champs and babysit a grown fucking man who, I told y'all, the niggas always lying in the bed talking on social media. I mean, the telltale signs was there. Once that nigga start walking, what does a baby do? Get in the shit.
Cause like I said, Earl had my phone number. Like that nigga BFTB was saying, you niggas had this number. You was talking to this nigga. You had Money Brown bitch ass begging niggas and shit. We're gonna get to him in a minute, right? But the reason why I had a problem with BFTB is because he ran with that bogus ass shit, you know, when me and him had our problems, right? And BFTB, let me holler at you too, cuz why you on her crying like that, fam? Why you on her crying like that, bro? Like, that shit is ridiculous. Oh, you hurt, huh, nigga? Oh, you got PSTD. Niggas don't know what you going. Nobody don't give a
Hey, this is vintage IOTBA right here. This shit had me, man, I'm telling you, man, this is vintage motherfucking get back, man, for real. A lot of cats don't know how to get back, you know, to run it back on somebody without yelling and screaming like that nigga he talking about. You know what I'm saying? You got to be able to know how to talk your shit. You know, this is vintage get back right here.
fuck what you going through, nigga. That's your personal business. Do you give a fuck what other niggas go to when you tell them fuck they mama or fuck they daddy? So nobody don't give a fuck about none of that shit. You on her crying about niggas coming at you, but you been coming at niggas. Nigga, if you give it, you should be able to take it. Nigga, put your big boy boots on. Nigga, stop getting on there crying and moaning and doing all this other shit. And I got to give you credit. You were cool, calm, and collected in that video, and you broke them niggas down. I'm not gonna lie. But see, it's so fraudulent at the same goddamn time. Because
See, that's the fact. It is fraudulent because you're looking at somebody who's done disrespected everybody as deep as he can possibly, push the blade to. That's what he want to do. You know what I'm saying? Disrespectful all the way through and through. But yet, you up here acting like you in an interview with Oprah Winfrey. You know what I'm saying? Like you came to the set and your team said, "Hey, I know you're supposed to take one Ritalin. I think for this, we on live. Just take 5. Okay, just take 5. Drink like 3 or 4 glasses of water. Get your mind right. Please, no outbursts. Please."
because you ran with that bogus ass shit, you was a nigga who talking about, oh, niggas making videos about you, oh, niggas will sneak this in you. You was the same nigga who tried to sneak this me. You was the same nigga who reached out to me first. And we'll get to that in a minute. But you tried to sneak this me. When I put out a video, I said, you talking about, and then you talking about, oh, these niggas mad because I'm talking about their favorite fighter. Ain't you the same nigga who was licking a sweat from Deontay Wilder balls? Could anybody say anything about Deontay Wilder when it came to you, nigga? And you talking about these niggas and their feelings. Nigga, where was you at, nigga? When niggas was talking about Deontay Wilder. Who was in their feelings then? Right?
And look, just think about him speaking on Deontay Wilder and Julina. The little, I guess, friendship or recognition that Deontay Wilder has with the LDBC is nothing like what IOTB had with Spence. It don't even come close. It don't even come close, man. It's not even close. This is just shit that has played out because it's group affiliates. We're talking about individual one-on-one, understanding that people are touting Errol Spence to be the next big thing. I already went over there and beat Kell Brook. Nobody was in the fighting hole with a freaking boxer like the popularity of Errol Spence and the IOTBA. So that little shit that they had with Deontay Wilder, that wasn't even close. And I remember, Julina, how, he used to talk about people deriding all the time. And they need to be a fan of the sport, how he's a fan of the sport and not the fighter. But when Deontay Wilder came on there, you would have goddamn had to clear your cataracts, dog. This nigga was smiling. He probably said king like 25,000 times. This nigga was smiling from ear to ear. It even looked like the nigga was goddamn, melting in his chair, like he was going down in his chair, like he couldn't control his goddamn feelings and shit. This nigga was starstruck. You know what I'm saying? This nigga started to act like a bitch. For real. And this is the nigga that's talking about F you, talking about people's family and all that. But when Wilder came on that motherfucker, this nigga was damn near blushing, dog. This nigga, if he could have, while he was interviewing Deontay, he would have cut off the ring light, dog. Look, I ain't trying to make this about me. Let me keep it going.
I put out this video, I said, because that's when Deontay Wilder and Anthony Joshua, that's when that fight was on fire, right? And, we know Anthony Joshua was the creme de la creme. He was the creme de la creme in the heavyweight division. And I said, Deontay Wilder need to bow down. Next thing I know, this nigga come up with a video the next day say, Deontay Wilder bows down to no man, right? So, nigga, stop talking about the slick dissing, fam. And that's when me and you start going at it. So stop talking about niggas with slick dissing you in your videos with that girly shit. Cause nigga, you done did that.
That's facts. You have. And your people have. But yet y'all have taken on this freaking super duper skirt driven beta role. Niggas that come out here with their skirt tucked in and damn try to provoke niggas to say shit. And then when the niggas do return fire on your ass, That's when you pull out your skirt and go around in a circle and throw that wig on like you Supergirl and say, ow, ow, he's hurting me. He's assaulting me. Oh, please, somebody help. And then they run up on you because they think you is a damsel in distress, and they roll your ass over, and it's a nigga. They say, what the fuck? And they run man, come on, dog. You guilty of that shit.
Did that. We ain't trying to hear all that moaning, crying, and bitching. Oh, niggas been sneak dissing me. Oh, niggas mad because I beat them in the debate, and whoop this. Now these niggas want to make 6-hour lives. We don't give a fuck, nigga. Stop crying about that. That's girl shit. That's girl shit. Now, I will give you your credit. You exposing and you telling the truth about them niggas, but it's like I say, it's a lot of fraudulence. You know, even though you telling the truth, I could throw a lot of shit back at you. Because these same two niggas, these same two groupie ass niggas, how you say they was on your dick, these the same two niggas who was on my dick, nigga. Now, let's talk about Money Brown. Let's talk about this cornball. Let's talk about how when I first ever met this nigga hit me up on Facebook. Hey, man, do you mind if I post in your group? I said, hell yeah, bro, you can post in my group. That's what it's here for, right?
See, let's check some on that. Back then, IOTBA, his Facebook group was so it had so many people in it that everybody was gravitating to that shit. So like I said before, that's the first time I even knew who Money Brown was. When people say they bigger than, IO, I me knowing the backstory, I'll say, nah, I haven't seen nobody on YouTube that's bigger than him. Just because he ain't holding down the same audience on YouTube don't mean you bigger than him as a personality. It ain't no nigga on that I know that cover boxing that's bigger than what he had going on Facebook and what he had going on with Errol Spence and all that shit. When I first met Money Brown, he was coming over there trying to, talk his boxing shit. And that's where I seen him at. Coming there trying to talk his. I knew him from being over there on IOTBA's Facebook page, his Facebook group. That's where I knew him from. I didn't know him from his own shit. There was a lot of niggas over there hanging out, and they was building up they Facebook group off being over there with IOTBA shit. That's facts.
Then the nigga kept texting me and messaging me, so I kept talking to the nigga. I ain't know nothing about him, right? I'm just cool like that. Little texting and messaging me, so end up, man, the nigga exchange each other number, man, this nigga get cool and shit, right? Then I find out about Money, found out, he paralyzed and what he went through and all that other shit, whoopty-woo. So I had a lot of love for the little nigga.
And see, that's what I'm saying. This shit is just too funny, man. Some things aren't meant to listen to when you sober, dog. For real. You need to have some type of mind-altering liquid, chemical, or something. Because this shit is about to get too funny, man. I swear to God. Man. The reason why I'm laughing, because I know what my imagination is like, but you gotta be, cut from a different cloth to be able to deliver an insult on a nigga without even dropping obscenities and all, and make that shit be funny as hell and comedic. Man, this shit is hilarious. Listen to this shit. It is hilarious, man.
Right? How can you not be compassionate about motherfucker when, like BFTB say, this nigga tell you all these sides, and I know BFTB ain't lying when he say this nigga called him talking about a funeral or something about money. I used to be the nigga send money to buy him shit at his school to eat and for him to get on the bus. I used to do the same shit for Money Brown. I was the nigga who was giving Money Brown all the drops because I ain't give a fuck about YouTube because I was the king of Facebook, nigga. I would say, man, I'm gonna make you the biggest nigga on YouTube. I was giving them all the drops for the big time fighters. Don't let this nigga tell you that Errol Spence followed him. Nigga, I took Errol Spence's phone. I said, Earl, let me see your phone, bro, so I could follow you on Instagram. I follow myself on Instagram on Earl's phone. Then I typed in that nigga name and followed him for Errol Spence. Nigga, that's all facts. That nigga money just tell me, yeah, man, I need some money so I can eat me some cheese for Errol Spence. Nigga, that's all facts.
Who does that? How can you go back on that? If you listen to Money Brown today when it comes to Errol Spence, he act like he don't pay no homage to how he was even connected. He'll say some shit like, I got Errol Spence, no, I got this, I got that. But your connect, just like the two snakes that was goddamn slithering by both of his left and his right hip, you know what I'm saying? Them two goddamn garden snakes, you know what I'm saying? That turned that somehow, some way, goddamn was mated with something else anyway. Them motherfuckers like Dookie Brown does not pay homage as to how he was connected to Errol Spence to begin with. Who does that? You taking somebody's phone and following on a champ's phone, as popular as Errol Spence was back then. For him to have now, looking back at it, he probably screenshot the shit out that motherfucker when they said Errol Spence is now following you. He probably got that shit blown up in his motherfucking room on the ceiling. So every time he lay his head, he look up on the ceiling and he see that goddamn Errol Spence now follows you or whatever it says on IG. And he tell people to come over, hey, come here. Look at that right there. Yeah, you told me about this like 1,600 other times, man. I know. That's when he followed you. I just want to let you know, man. I just felt like I crossed over and shit then. He don't never mention IOTBA for doing that shit. Never. Every time you mention any connection with Errol Spence, you should have mentioned IOTBA linking you up with the nigga. That's how real niggas do.
That nigga money just tell me, yeah, man, I need some money so I can eat me some cheese fries. Like, yeah, man, I want the richest nigga in the world, then or nothing. But this little nigga, you know, paralyzed, you know, can't do nothing, you know, angry at the world, you know. His little Peter Weeder can't get hard no more. He can't, you know, get in all his favorite positions, you know. He been like this as a kid, you know. He wasn't able to grow up, you know, being able to, you know, stick his little thing in different parts and different curves and, you know, be able.
See, this is classic Sonny. This is this is classic Sonny, man. Oh my God. This is one of your uncles having a conversation with the youngin. You know, this is a father to his son, dog. You know what I'm saying? Oh my God. You know what I'm saying? That shit is just hilarious, I swear, dog. That's the conversation we used to have with our kids when we tried to use alternative terms. You know what I'm saying? We don't want to say penis. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? All those slang words, dick and all that shit. You know, you use alternative terms to describe, you know, the birds and the bees, so to speak.
Able to do all that shit. And look. So when a nigga say the nigga was asking him for money and always gave him sob stories, that nigga not lying about that nigga Money Brown. That's facts. Then this nigga dropped a motherfucking bombshell. This nigga say he bought Money Brown a fucking computer. And nigga, I fucking believe it.
Now, let's get on this computer stuff. Now, everybody know that I've always told cats, like, you got to have a different type of maturity about yourself, grown man shit, to be able to say something positive like about a man when you don't fuck with him. It's just keeping it authentic, genuine. You know what I'm saying? So when I heard that this was a part of the live stream, I'm talking about a computer being bought, Julina buying a PC. That's not the only person that I heard he bought a PC from. I mean, four. And look, I'm not praising him for shit, but it is a good deed that he bought the snail himself, Dookie Brown. You know what I'm saying? A freaking PC. Also, I heard that he may have did the same thing for KQKC. You know what I'm saying? Real talk. So when I hear this, I hear IOTBA talking about it. When I listen to the video with Julina, I mean, if he purchased this guy a PC, then that was on him. He felt there was some trust there. That's one thing about Dookie Brown that people need to understand, that he rebels off the fact of being in a long term. I'm talking about a permanent life sentence, confined the way he is in life. So he's going to use that to his advantage any way possible. He has pleaded and begged with people to provide him certain essentials that he need, whether it be a computer, or whether it be money, or any other concessions that he need. You know what I'm saying? And then some of those same people that helped him out, he ended up being an opportunist and stabbing them in the back. You know what I'm saying? He just stabs them in the back with ease. He don't care about long-term relationships and respect. He'll stab you in the back. He'll get what you need, and then somebody else will come along and he'll try to take advantage of them and talk to them behind the scenes, man. That's what he do. That's exactly what he does.
I fucking believe it. Like, how the fuck can a nigga get on YouTube and try to say something about any other nigga when he had another nigga buy him a goddamn computer? How can he do that? How can you get on there and say anything bad about that man when that nigga got pictures of you sending him your broke ass computer, simping and shit, licking the sweat from his balls, massaging his shoulders and shit.
He said massaging his shoulders. Man, come on, man. God damn. He said massaging his shoulders, man. That's just hilarious.
You sent this nigga pictures of your broke computer. You sucked this nigga off to get you a fucking computer. Man, whose mans is this? Right? But let me go back a little bit because, see, look, I ain't know none of these YouTube niggas. I ain't give a fuck about none of these YouTube niggas because I was doing my thing. I was that nigga. I was doing my own fucking thing. I ain't have no clue who any one of these fucking YouTube niggas is. Hey, y'all give me 10 seconds. Y'all hit that motherfucking like button for me. One nigga, he threw a little Black Picasso for that super chat. He said, I need them retro foes to YouTube. None of them. Nigga, I was on Facebook dominating. Nigga, over 300 million fucking views. Nigga, I was on there dominating. Deontay Wilder, for to this day, nigga, ain't nobody did better than that. And then everything just steady going up. Like, this shit crazy. Nigga, I averaged 250,000 views, nigga, a couple of days to a week on Facebook. Like, this shit is different. I'm talking about now. But like I said, I ain't give a fuck about none of these YouTube. I ain't know none of these niggas. I ain't never had to group up with no niggas you know, to say I am a hooker or somebody. Any nigga know me who been rocking with Mr. IOTBA know I ain't come in the game having to group up with niggas to say I am a hooker or somebody. Straight up. Nigga, like the nerve of this nigga. How the fuck can you get on here and say anything about somebody? You little bitch ass nigga. And this nigga bought you a computer, fam. Like, we'll get back to that in a minute, y'all. I want to get to, because like I say, I ain't know none of them YouTube niggas, right? So like I said, and I want BFTB, if he's solid, to tell me I'm lying. This nigga hit me up in my inbox, right? Asked me, can I come on his show? Like, what's up, King? Wooty Woo King. I would love you to come on my show, King. I'm like, okay. I'm like, okay, cool. But before I said that, I reached out to Money because you know this nigga know everybody on YouTube because that's what he was. He was a YouTube nigga. So I say Money. I say, who is this BFTB nigga? He say, oh, he a loudmouth ass nigga. You gotta watch him, Ray. That nigga used to call me Ray. He like, you gotta watch him, Ray. He like, Ray, you gotta watch him. He a loudmouth ass nigga who like to scream. I said, Money, you know how I'm coming. You know these niggas can't fuck with me. I say, so you know this nigga though? He said, yeah, right. He doing his thing on there, but he a loudmouth nigga. You got to watch him. So I say, cool, right? So I'm knowing. So I hit the nigga up. Yeah, nigga, I come on your show. This nigga BLTB, oh, my crowd is a little different. They might be harsh. Nigga, I don't give a fuck about your crowd. Do you know who you talking to, nigga? Nigga, I am your superior, nigga. The fuck? You trying to tell me about your goddamn crowd. Like I gives a fuck. And if this ain't no shot.
Check this out, people. When it comes down to it, right? That shit he just said was hilarious because he said, I'm your subordinate. And the reason why he's saying this is because, Julina actually thought his crowd was something different than what we've witnessed before. You know what I'm saying? Like, this shit was going on. Like, every type of predator that you can know over there on that Facebook group was there. This nigga would have been a different person. Some real shit. Julina would have been a different person on this YouTube shit if he would have went through the storm, the fire, the motherfucking rain, hailstorm, the way Facebook used to be back then in that group. He wouldn't have came over here thinking he was freaking being the trendsetter just because he was damn up there rah-rah-roaring. Niggas, do you know the goddamn wars, the boxing topics that went on over in Facebook? That shit was hilarious, man. To my crowd a little bit different. My crowd a little bit different. Nigga, he laughed. Nigga, what? Do you know who I am, first of all? This nigga's clueless. Look, I don't know what he was doing back then when that Facebook group. I don't know if he's at Disney World without permission. I don't know, bro. But goddamn it, that shit was funny because he actually felt like he was doing something that was trending. No. It was already a social media battlefield actively engaged on boxing topics, man. You had to be built different to be over there in them motherfucking conversations, bro.
And him now, I'm just telling you the truth. Nigga try to tell me my crowd. Nigga, your crowd, you think I give a fuck about your little bitty ass crowd you got? Okay, cool. So I go on the show like, but that's just the hit. That's how I knew who the nigga was. Then, next thing I know, when me and this nigga get into it, then all of a sudden, money is befriending this nigga. And I'm like, damn. Now you befriending this nigga, huh? You ain't never been on his show. And I used to come on Money Show on YouTube to give him clout.
See, this is where it gets strange with the YTC. Because he brings up a very solid point about niggas befriending niggas that you got problems with. I've seen it happen to me. And see, when I see niggas befriend them niggas that I got a problem with, that lets me know in an indirect way, they're trying to take a shot at me. They seen the shit go down, but yet they want to do live streams with the nigga that took a shot at me. So if a nigga can take a shot at me and I go back at him, and then this third party nigga have him on your panel and act like everything is cool, that's what they telling you. You know what I'm saying? They sending you a direct message. This what type of bullshit time. So I know where he coming from with that. I know exactly where he coming from. Why would you do that? Why would you befriend niggas that you know damn well that's not cool? You know what I'm saying? That fucks up the communication you got with somebody else. Why would you do that?
I used to come on his show, right? So I'm like, okay, cool, right? But like he say, money is a bitch. That nigga is a scam artist. All this nigga do is ask for fucking donations. He's a walking fucking bum. But since we know he can't walk, he's a sitting fucking bum.
I'm telling you, man. Oh my God, man. That shit. That was classic right there. I ain't gonna lie, man. That shit was hilarious, man. He said he was a sitting bum. Damn, a sitting effing bum.
And I have no problem with saying that about that pussy ass nigga. He's a sitting fucking bum, like that nigga say, who got a fucking shit bag on him. He's the most rotten fucking human being you could think about because he already depressed about the world. He say, they trying to say that I don't care. I woke up and said, fuck the world. He that nigga. Like I say, think about it, fellas. Think about it, right? Because I used to feel sorry for the bitch ass nigga, but he's a hoe. So I don't feel sorry for him at all. I want all my fellas to think about it. Think about all our favorite positions that we like to do. This nigga ain't never been able to do that.
No, man, that's how you run that. Oh my God, man, that's how you run that, boy. God damn, he ain't lying, is he? He ain't lying. Hey, why? Look, he's taking somebody down memory lane mentally they never experienced physically, dog. It's different. It's different. You taking somebody down memory lane that you could never go down physically. Most of the people that go down memory lane, it's reflection of what they did physically, dog. Jesus Christ, man.
So he's rotten inside the mind. Like he's deformed. And I have no problem saying that about this bitch ass, coward ass, snake ass nigga. Do y'all see how long his two fingers is that just poke out? Y'all see how skinny his arms is? That nigga be looking like T-Rex.
Stop the madness, man. Stop. And this is seriously, this is what you call a slow motherfucking cook session, dog. I'm telling you, man, that's just goddamn. Oh my God, man. And just to think, Dookie said I was a deadbeat because he wanted to take the opportunity to get into some business that didn't have shit to do with him. I just wonder if you're going to return the favor. You know what I'm saying? Oh, man, this is a slow burn, man. Real talk.
Up in this motherfucker. Skinny his arms is, that nigga be looking like T-Rex up in this motherfucker. Straight up. Like the form weird looking motherfucker. Right? And he's the most snakish, rotten motherfucker on this earth. Because like I said, he ain't able to pull the type of woman he want to get because, you know, he got that shit bag on him. So you know the shit and piss smell. His room is like funky. You know, when all the cousins come over there, they probably got the whole they breath.
Oh my God, good. I love some good storytelling, man. For real, you know what I'm saying? Hey, it ain't shit popping with boxing either. Man, I love a good storytelling. Man, I love some good ad lib. You know what I'm saying? He said cousin had to come over there and hold their breath. Hey, I've been there, man. Like, that's some real life shit, man. For real. That's a real life shit right there. Your family coming there and walk back out. They grab hold of that fresh air outside the door and walk back in. Hey, what you doing? Yeah. Mm-hmm. How you doing? Okay, we just stopped by. I'm gonna go to the bathroom right quick. They run out that motherfucking room. They start catching their breath. They never enjoyed fresh air like they did that day.
When they come in the house, because you know that odor is just profusely punching you in your goddamn face.
He said profusely, dog. The odor is profusely punching you in your face, dog. Damn, you deserve all of this, Dookie. You deserve all of this, man. Why you think I coined him Dookie Brown? He ain't, man, I want to say he ain't shit, but he is shit, man. Real talk, bro. This mug gonna make homosexual videos about me just because he wanted to include himself in my situation. Once again, IOTB is talking the truth about him, inserting himself in people's situation he don't need to be. He an opportunist, man. He's a user. That's what he do. He don't care.
Right. He in a house like that odor probably so bad, motherfuckers don't come over there and eat for Thanksgiving.
Dog. Hey, what Geechee Gotti say? Bar after bar. Every fucking bar. He said people don't come over there for Thanksgiving. Oh man, my stomach was hurting when I first was listening to this shit, man. Oh man, it was. I ain't gonna lie, man. My shit was tight. That shit was hilarious. I like some good comedy. You know what I'm saying? I like some good ass comedy, boy.
That nigga's a bitch. Just like he said. And the nerve of this nigga had another fucking grown man buy him a fucking computer. Nigga, you was a sitting fucking bum. The audacity, bro. This bitch ass nigga, like, this nigga went against me when me and Earl got into it. This nigga, like a nigga who put him on to Earl, a nigga who made him visual to Earl. That's why I said you can't trust none of these niggas.
What'd he say? A nigga that made him visual to Earl. That's truth. That's truth. Straight up. Straight up like that. You know what I'm saying? He provided you the light, nigga. You stabbed him in the back, man. Like, you know, like you don't care. Yes, Errol's supposed to be one of your favorite fighters to this day, but you ain't never get no credit as to who brought you through the motherfucking gate. You didn't have the motherfucking code, nigga.
Like, you know who a solid nigga and you know a nigga who ain't solid. Cause a solid nigga gonna stand on business. And you gonna know off the muscle if a nigga solid. But there's a lot of these bitch ass niggas you just cannot trust. And he one of them. This nigga ain't never say nothing about nobody no more. Like, what the fuck have he done? Like, it's crazy to me. I be thinking to myself, when I think of everything I done did in this boxing world, how I talk to the person who over the Hall of Fame, how I'm 1 year away from being eligible from getting into the Texas Boxing Hall of Fame. Crazy. I sit and look at myself and think how this bitch ass nigga, hoe cake ass nigga, and money tried to snake me, and niggas thought it was over with. Nigga, I ain't been around Earl since 2020. Look at my resume since that. Look at it since that. I just want niggas to think about that. It's a lot of niggas on here who try to downplay. That's why I got to salute to my dog WCS. It's a lot of niggas on here who try to downplay niggas who really in the field, niggas who really got motion, niggas who really around these niggas in real life, niggas who come into the game, make a name for themselves, and ain't got to be no groupie or ask a nigga to do this or to do that. And there ain't nothing wrong with niggas helping niggas, bro. But you know, when you help niggas, you see that these niggas be envious of you, and you don't even know that the niggas is envious of you. You be thinking everything all good, but these niggas really be envious in the inside because the competitor of them, they want to be number one or they want to be that guy. So they willing to do anything, put they, just lowball a nigga who cool with them just to put themselves in position.
Check this out, people. What he just said, this is where we at with it. When it comes down to the ones that's close beside you, you know what I'm saying? You know, like you got soft ass niggas rolling with an alpha nigga. It's not really it's not really good for uniformity. Seriously. When I say uniformity, it's not a unit because if shit pop off, them two niggas is already out, and they already mathematically subtracted themselves was lead only one niggas, and you don't know how many real niggas that's in front of you to begin with that's there for some goddamn action. But them two niggas let you know they gone. That's kind of exactly what happened when it came down to the disloyal boxing game. It definitely sucked that it happened, but also, you got to be careful about who you let in your circle, because for IO to say what he said, and I did a live on this before, people look at it as being wrong, but now they see me. As much as I done clowned Diddy James, as much as I have clowned him, people now know how fucked up that situation was. Let me explain it to you. The close-knit position that he had and trust with Errol Spence, disloyal to the boxing game, felt that he wanted to make it as if him and IO was in some type of freaking bonded relationship, and IO was his freaking father and grandfather and freaking principal, probation officer. You know what I'm saying? He was all these freaking, he was holding all these down positions down to help a soft ass nigga out. And, he felt bad. You know what I'm saying? I'm pretty sure it was another time where IO had raised the tone of his voice, and this nigga started to blink his eyes uncontrollably, and his lashes started to come off. At that point, he should have said, "No, nigga, you can't be around me." But somehow he stayed close, right? And when it was said that the shit went down, he felt like he wasn't needed. He wasn't wanted. You act like you the one introducing the Errol Spence. You didn't have shit. You was just there by chance. You was gifted a space, a slot to be close to a world champion like that. One of the more popular names in the sport of boxing at that time. That's all you wanted. So what do he do when he given a chance? This nigga snitches on him. This nigga snitches. And from my understanding, it was like, what good would have came out of that underestimating a soft nigga? Now, look, a soft nigga can do some hard shit now. It don't take them much. That don't mean they're physically going to do it, but in a literal sense, a soft nigga just showed you they can do some hard shit. They'll goddamn take information and turn it over to the other side to basically ruin something they never established themselves. They're not even a participant in establishing the foundation that IOTBA had with Errol Spence. That's what fucked up about it. That's what's fucked up about it. This nigga didn't even do any of the leg work. And see, that's where IOTBA should have hired a freaking secretary or something. He should have hired a female that was in Texas also, that knew how to separate the goddamn weak from the strong. You know what I'm saying? She should have goddamn gave Stephen Pope and motherfucking disloyal to the boxing game a freaking whole interview process to see if they was qualified and fit to goddamn be in the circle. Then that could have prevented what happened. You know what I'm saying? It's fucked up how they always talking about a bitch will bring down a whole freaking unit, like a whole job, a whole corporation. One female. Well, goddamn it, we found out that goes the same way for the male side of the house. It can take one bitch to bring down a whole freaking situation that was locked in, work put in. You know what I'm saying? Work. Then nobody, man, look, ain't nobody had a motherfucking boxer go to bat for them in the locker room doing his shit. Man, that shit's legendary shit. If just think about it, back then, if that shit could have been, if they would have did their job, Shaw News know what I'm talking about. I had the opportunity to record. When I go do media shit, I don't care about being in front of the camera. I'm there for the team effort, right? But what if they did what they were supposed to? What if disloyal to the boxing gang would have been loyal that night and was filming what was going on in the locker room And that moment when IOTBA was up there doing what he does, hyping up Spence, getting him ready for the walkout, and Diddy James said that shit, and goddamn Spence shut his ass down. Classic. But no, they was back there in the corner acting artistic, waving their goddamn hands back and forth like pom-pom. He didn't mean anything. He didn't mean anything. He didn't mean anything. I think it should be me anyway. I'm vying for his spot. You know, that's what they was doing. They was flipping their hand up and down. They really wanted to be in the spot. They wanted Spence to take up for them. They wanted Spence to take up for them. I remember Pope saying, hey man, he told me something like, hey man, IOTBA is gonna get us in, he's gonna take us back there or something to see Errol Spence and hold the belt. We're gonna be able to hold the belt. He's gonna take us back there to see Errol Spence and hold the belt. I said, all right, cool. You know, I can hear the bliss in the freaking Stephen Pope's voice. He was happy. I didn't really communicate with freaking Disloyal to the boxing game. No, but Stephen Pope, I communicated with him a couple of times on the phone. You know what I'm saying? That was about it. But, you know, he was happy about being able to go back in the locker room potentially before the fight, I think. So, but can you imagine if them two would have been doing their job as media and if they would have been recording that moment? Classic, legendary moment, because you have Errol Spence, reigning defending champion. Then you have IOTBA, the only media personality that had a connection with a fighter like that. The only one, dog, that had his freaking followers and the numbers he was doing. And there was Spence that was goddamn, at that time, he was very popular, right? And then the hater. The hater. The absolute hater, dog. The absolute hater. Why wouldn't you want somebody to hype up your fighter and he's going in there and you know, to home in the hometown crowd? You know what I'm saying? He's getting the fighter hyped up and everything. Why wouldn't you want that? I still got the video of when they walked out and IOTBA had on all white. What content creator was doing it like that? What content creator on YouTube today is doing it like that? Tell me, because I want to know. These dudes, they sit at the table, you know what I'm saying, and eat with a manager, and then they seem like that's the best. They see a fighter on fight week, they see it's the best. Who has done that with a fighter on that level? You can't really find who had to connect, who had the solid position like that, who had the freaking following. Nobody. Say what you want. But unfortunately, this is where I think Errol Spence should have just not act the way he did. And I ain't gonna lie, I made fun of this shit. I did at the time. I mean, I'll be a man about this shit. Me and I wasn't always on good terms. I did make light of the shit. But peep this out though. I think Errol Spence should have really looked at it like the reason why IO said what he said. If I was in the position, I would have probably said worse. Real talk. Because I seen Diddy James for who he was. I didn't like what he was doing to the brothers. And, you know, this nigga got a problem with brothers, period. The way he despised of shit, that don't mean he won't train brothers. But this is something else there, man. For him to try to say, niggas is getting too much shine. How can you get IO removed and Blu-ray? How can you get two prominent names? Like, I remember when people was talking about Blu-ray like he was a fighter. For a minute, I said, who is this dude? Who is this? I didn't really know what he does. And then he started coming over. I think back then, IO might have had him on the channel or whatever. Man, them two names right there was freaking big, but the bigger name was IO for real. But Blu-ray, man, everybody was talking about that dude. Everybody. They was talking about how good shape Spence was and all that. Man, a lot of people was talking about Blu-ray. But when you got an angry black man, don't care. Do you know how much more exposure Errol would have got if him and IO was still cool? I'm talking about all the way up, man. Him walking out with Errol to the ring. He already had his freaking following, man. Nobody can say that Errol Spence gave him that following. He had his own shit. He had his own intro, outro. He had his own freaking bravado. He had his own energy. All that shit. I just think Diddy James really went overboard. I think Errol Spence went overboard. If Errol Spence just would have said, I understand where you're coming from with that, but you can't go that route. You saying you hope I lose so I can fire Diddy James. Just the fact that you saying you hope I lose is a bad look. And then, I would have said, okay, I feel you where you coming from with that, but that nigga, man, I don't see. He said, but that's my coach though. I've been with him for this long. That's my coach. You can never let something like that get out to the public. So therefore, you got to be very security conscious about your circle and don't let them niggas infiltrate. I could have respected the fact if he did that and not just cut him off. Still fuck with him. It wasn't like he was trying to sabotage EJ. It was more so the frustration he had with freaking Diddy James, the hater himself. If Spencer's gonna freaking goddamn shut him down in front of people, and you trying to tell me that IO is not being recognized as one of the only content creators on earth that has seen Al Heyman? Has anybody else content creator? I know Barbershop said he had. I'm talking about with the following. He has laid eyes on Al Heyman. What? That should already get you in the Hall of Fame. If you have set eyes on Al Heyman in Texas, that should already goddamn get you nominated for the Texas Hall of Fame, period. I'm just telling you. Errol Spence, man, I wish he would have just took it a different way. I wish he would have kept Blu-ray and IO, because no telling what exposure. I think, real talk, they could have changed the game. I was really hoping that he bring them back. Because the way social media is now, if Errol would have brought IOTBA back and Blu-ray, instead of having whatever that dude he had in there, man, you would have catered. You would have been much bigger. Like that shit that was going on in your press conference, it didn't make any sense, bro. You know what I'm saying? Them people was yelling and screaming. No, man, if man, you would have had Al on deck, that's the only person that should have been talking that shit to Team Crawford. That's it. That's all you needed. That's all you needed. When they did the media scrum, they would have been trying to interview IOTBA and see what he had to say about this shit. Seriously, they would have interviewed Blu-ray. It wouldn't have been all that goofy shit. It was nobody to talk to on Errol Spence's side like that. Derrick James can't complete a fucking sentence, and EJ don't really talk to people.
And we call them niggas rugrats. Because if a nigga is good at what they do, how can't you just salute a nigga and give a nigga credit for how good they is at what they do? What's wrong with that? Where are we at with that? But BFTB, let me holler at you though, fam. Like all this crying and shit, and you on there talking about, oh, Knockout 86, I hope he's still cool with me. Nigga, why is you worried about who the fuck is want to be cool with you, my nigga?
See, you make a good point, man. They can say what they want about Al, but you know what I'm saying? He got a point, man. Why are you worrying about if a nigga cool with you or not? Especially a light-skinned nigga like that. The goddamn be sipping on Alizé doing his live streams. Don't get me started, nigga. I'm trying to keep it all about the topic. I always knew y'all had some type of strange connection. And for you to sit up here, I hope you just, find it within your glass to take a sip for me, man. I know that Alizé runs down smooth, man. I watch you drink it. You know what I'm saying? I screenshot that shit. I know you got me turned on to Alizé. You know what I'm saying? I even goddamn was chasing it with a tropical freaking apple wine cooler too. You know what I'm saying? Because it's all about the fruitiness. Man, come on, what was that shit about? You supposed to be the hardest talking, disrespectful dude, and always talking about people watching you and calling people out their name, but you worrying about a light skinned dude that say the same thing over and over again? You one of y'all friends? Nigga, go on Tinder, nigga. Tell him to create an account on Tinder and make it official. Don't come out here with this bullshit you talking. Goddamn, both of y'all create an account on Tinder and make it official. Let the world know.
What damn nigga is you in too deep? Like Omar Epps, nigga. And nigga say I'm hurt. He said, I ain't gonna lie to y'all, I'm a little hurt. Nigga, a little hurt. Nigga, you a whole lot of hurt. Fuck is you worried about if these niggas gonna fuck with you or not? And then the same sentence talking about, I do everything dolo. How you do everything dolo, but then you worried about these niggas gonna talk to you, or you had a relationship with this nigga for this long, you bought this nigga a computer, niggas always asking you for stuff and you giving it to them and whoop-de-whoop. You say you got the receipts, nigga. Stop talking about what receipts you got, nigga, if you ain't putting them out. I think you telling the truth.
That's facts right there.
But how the fuck you gonna talk about you gonna hold back? And right, and look, this is my thing right here. I done called the nigga out on that shit before. But I know that the shit happening to the military. See, the reason why I called him out, because he did that whole ass shit. Him, Money, them, they all did that whole ass shit when I got into it with Errol Spence, and the nigga started acting like a little broad. I'm talking about BFTB, when I was talking about Deontay Wilder and shit, and that's why the nigga didn't like me no more, right? But I don't think this nigga, we know he didn't rape no fucking child. You got to be stupid. Expose these lame ass niggas. We don't want to hear none of that shit talking about you got the receipts. This is going to be my first, my only, and my last time. Nigga, you ain't serenading a fucking crowd. Nigga, come on, bro. We ain't trying to hear none of that shit. I ain't trying to hear none of that shit. Nigga, the way you dick rolled them niggas, the way you did that whole ass shit and made that video talking about I got knocked out and all this other shit when that shit wasn't true, my nigga. Now you mad because niggas coming at you. Nigga, that's something a bitch will do, my nigga. Oh, you don't like it when the shoe on the other foot, huh? Oh, now you hurt, huh? Nigga, you should have seen the type of bitch-ass niggas they was, nigga, when that shit happened to me. Cupcake-ass nigga. Now you on here crying and shit. Come on, man. Even though I know that you telling the absolute motherfucking truth, right? But you get on her crying and shit, you be the same nigga on her saying fuck people, dead family members, bro. You think niggas give a fuck about you getting on her talking about you a little hurt, nigga? Nobody don't give a fuck about that shit. Nigga, that shit for the motherfucking birds. Talking about your PSTD. Niggas, niggas' mamas dead and niggas' daddy's dead and family members dead. Niggas will kill you over that. And you talking about your PSTD. Because these niggas talking about you on the video. But in the same sense, you talking about keep making this video and that video and this video about me. Man, shut the fuck up with that weak ass shit. What I can say though is, no lies detected. That nigga ETB is a hoe in real life. That nigga ain't like that in real life. He ain't nothing like he say he is, fam. Nothing. Nigga's a groupie like you said he was. I give you credit on that. He is a groupie. He is a little bitty nigga. He is a nigga who feels entitled. Fuck you think? Who are you? Money Brown is a fucking facade. He is a nigga who beg. He asks for fucking donations every day. Nigga, how many fucking donations do you need, nigga?
Oh man, this is just classic. God damn. Who does that? Oh, save him, man. Save him, dog. Save him. Save him for real, man. He said, how many effing donations do you need? Who? That is just the dumbest. He said, how many fucking donations do you need, dog? Every time I turn around, you got to ask for donations, dog. Damn, dog. Why? Why, man?
God damn. Every goddamn time you asking for a fucking donation. God damn. But you want to sit up here, downplay other niggas, talk about other niggas. When you got a whole nother nigga buying you your computer, then paying for the fucking shipping and handling. Boy, sit your bum ass down somewhere. Oops, my bad.
He said, goddamn paying for shipping and handling, man.
You got to sit anyway. T-Rex looking ass nigga. Niggas out here some hoes. Both of them niggas some hoes. Like I say, he right about ETB. He is a groupie. And nigga do think like he's something special. Nigga, you ain't nothing special. Fuck you think you is? Like, come on, man. These are YouTube niggas. These are not the same niggas in real life. Because as much shit as these niggas talk, I guarantee you they would not keep that same fucking energy. They would not keep that same fucking energy, bro. My boy Stephen Brimley he said, I stopped paying attention. But when BF, nigga talking about the audacity. Nigga, the audacity of you. Get on here and start crying and doing all that weird ass shit. Even though you was telling the truth when you was talking about them niggas. But it's just the way you was talking about them niggas and talking about how you so hurt that they'll say this about you because you do that for them and whoop-de-whoop. Nigga, shut up.
Facts. Shut your ass up.
Nigga, if you give it, you should be able to take it. Shut up. Weird ass nigga. You been here talking about people, dead family members, bro. Like, niggas don't play like that. You talking about you show up to fights, Dolo, nigga, win. Nigga, where? Nigga, how? Where you be at? Yeah, and that's a 19-year-old woman, and he got discharged. I'm tough. Not until they had issues. They might be worse, to be honest. Bro, shout out to my nigga Quinn Brown. He say, court him up. Because none of these other bitch-ass niggas wasn't repping Errol Spence. None of these other hoe-ass niggas wasn't putting Errol Spence on the map or talking that shit for Errol Spence. Nigga going around to all these big fights, going toe-to-toe with Ness and all these other big-time niggas in the game.
Those facts. That's facts.
Talking that shit to Fight Hype. And not no bad way, just because I fuck with Fight Hype. Just telling them how Earl was that nigga. None of these niggas weren't doing that, but they just showed me who the fuck Errol Spence was. He let some East Coast ass nigga get in this Earl. Because this nigga was feeling himself. Let them niggas run with that shit. Niggas
And that's the realest shit right there.
ran with that shit for 5 years. Derrick James, the sucker he is. Nigga tried to block my credentials.
Facts, man. Facts. Nigga straight up bald head hater.
For PBC. But it didn't work out for him.
Once again, you know how you built up a structure. You know what I'm saying? He built up the connect. He built up the personality to blend in with the fighter that he was rocking out with in his backyard. Diddy James didn't help build that shit. What I say about black people? Black people try to tear down shit that they never even participate with to build up to begin with. You know what I'm saying? That's what I don't like. You know what I'm saying? Why would you even try to get his credentials removed? Why? Because you felt some type of way? You felt some type of way because a person didn't want to see you around? I told this and I told people this and I said again. What IOTBA did back then and said about Errol Spence was way before its time. He just said it too early. People end up seeing how that demise came to a goddamn crashing halt because the way he looked in there against Terrence Crawford. He just said it too early. He just saw Derrick James for who he is. He was the one that was around that nigga a lot. He knew the attitude. He knew the bullshit he was dealing with. You know what I'm saying? He knew Diddy James didn't like him. So therefore, when all this shit come to a crashing halt last year, it just goes to show you that Diddy didn't do what he was supposed to. He didn't properly prepare for Terrence Crawford. But he treat people like shit, man. You know what I'm saying? He has that asshole mentality. The first time I ever met him at a top-ranked fight now, people was lying on my name saying I went up there and I was supposed to have had an interview. Once again, I'm not going to get into this. This ain't about me. But they say I supposed to have had an interview with Errol Spence. I don't want to drop the name on who's up there putting that bullshit out there. But I was at a top-ranked card for T.O. And I ran to Diddy James for the first time. And the nigga act like we had met before or something. And I asked him for some lunch money. The nigga had an attitude problem. I never asked that nigga for an interview at all. I was just wondering why he was over here at the top rank event. He was PBC. Why were you there? You know what I'm saying? What the fuck you was there for? Even Spence was there. What were y'all there? Window shopping? You know, all these cats was out here talking about how fucked up Top Rank was. I actually witnessed a freaking Diddy James and Errol Spence sighting at a Top Rank event. Why were they there? You know what I'm saying? Why? It didn't make any sense.
Like, shit is crazy. Niggas did all this shit over some lies because Derrick James' ass was mad because I'm in the locker room hyping Earl up. He come over there, you know, like a fucking good old boy. Hey, man, let the champ concentrate. Earl looked at that nigga, screamed at him. Nigga Al Heyman in the room. Nigga, no, let him keep talking. Embarrassed him in front of his kids and everybody and their brothers and everybody. Everybody seeing that shit.
That shit right there, that stamp, you know what I'm saying? Shit like that, man, don't happen. A fighter defending a content creator, you know what I'm saying? A hitter in Texas, defending him in front of people. And you ain't trying to tell me that nigga didn't fuck some shit up? Diddy James fucked all that shit up, man. He saw that Errol was willing to freaking defend in front of the names that was in there, Al Heyman, in front of family, in front of those people that was in there, defend IOTBA. Oh, he couldn't goddamn let that shit slide. He couldn't let that shit slide. He had to hurry up and get with his motherfucking accountant and say he wanted to goddamn find any furniture store possible. You know, he started off with goddamn Dollar Trees. They didn't have that shit. He said, get me a furniture store. I'm pretty sure they have it. I got to hurry and get my own shit because when I do, he ain't going to never get in there again. He fucked it up. It's unfortunate, man. I would have liked to seen what this could have been at this level with him going in there fighting the big names, which he did. I would have liked to seen that shit. You know what I'm saying? Really. I would have still liked to seen IO on the scene doing this media shit with that connection, with that grouping that he had, the relationship he would have had. He would have been the biggest around this motherfucker. Like, it's really niggas out there that's not bigger than him now, but they just look at him like, oh, what he used to be tied to. Y'all are not even coming close to the traction that he had. Y'all not even close to it. I don't know what these cats on YouTube be thinking. They think because they can do motherfucking a live stream and have 400 people. Man, where were y'all when that shit was full blown, full speed over there in Facebook, man? Like, I didn't see y'all niggas over there. Y'all wasn't a personality like this. Diddy James fucked it up. Another black man fucked up a situation that could have been, I mean, just super legendary. For real. Super legendary. Who would have known, he still would have been around Errol the way he was. The exposure for both people, him putting out the content on his platform. I mean, Errol, man, it would have been crazy, man. It would have been absolutely insane, real talk. But Diddy James never would have allowed that shit, even with Blu-ray. Imagine Blu-ray was still with freaking Spence, man. They had a black freaking strength and condition, a black freaking content creator. I mean, Errol Spence, a black boxer, world champion. Be able to go on that road with him picking up and fighting Sean Porter. You know what I'm saying? Going in there fighting Ugas Ugas. And then going into the Crawford fight. Man, it would have been a wrap. It would have been a wrap, dog.
So the niggas was jealous and envious. So when that shit happened, that they was ready for a nigga not to be around. But them niggas didn't do nothing with it. Niggas didn't run with it. Like, these niggas talking, they ain't got sponsorships with fucking companies. They don't know the fucking executives and talk to the fucking executives and got these niggas' numbers in their phone. They don't go to these fights riding VIP with the executives pulling up in the back, coming through like that. They don't do that. But these niggas try to downplay a nigga who really doing that shit because these some YouTube ass niggas. Nigga, my numbers killing all these nigga shit if we just do it bar for bar. Nigga on each platform. These niggas YouTube niggas. These niggas ain't popping nowhere else. These niggas get 3.6 thousand views. What the fuck is that? Nigga, get 250,000 on the fucking video, then you can talk to me. Shout out to JJ in the building. Salute, man. Say that shit to Bernard face. Nigga, you talking about internet shit. Nigga, that's internet shit what you doing right now. Nigga, you don't even know Bernard, nigga. Nigga, you just see the next best thing in Devin Haney and Bill Haney. So you want to try to say all this shit about Bernard, nigga, pipe down. Pipe down, nigga. You don't even show up to events.
And that's a fact. He doesn't show up to events unless he's in Vegas somewhere with his protection, so to speak, and all this other shit. You don't go to fights, man. And then, from people who seen you at a fight, before then, you was all up in the stands, goddamn sitting with shades on, goddamn looking inconspicuous. You know what I'm saying? Sitting up there where the AC units are, where the pigeons be up there creating families and mating. You know what I'm saying? Going to school and shit. You all the way up there. You don't go to fights, but people want to say, I'm going to pilot everything from afar. I'm going to sit behind the mic and pilot everything from afar. I want to attach myself. Now, you're going to attach yourselves, do like Shaw News did. Pick it up from the ground floor. You know what I'm saying? Put in the footwork. In your city. Do the same thing what I did. Start your motherfucking own shit. Get your own personality. Get your own type of goddamn rhythm and flow. Your own style. You know what I'm saying? Your own verbiage, your own language. And people know you from that shit. Authentic wise, ain't nobody got like, You know what I'm saying? This is Mr. 214 strolling up my articles. And what did I see? Ain't nobody been able to duplicate that shit. I'm just being real. I'm just being real. Who else on here is original? You got niggas stealing people's shit. You got niggas that's talking about the nigga that goddamn was doing it his way and building it up. And y'all really couldn't catch the traction, so y'all want to damn find a way to dog him out. But in real shit, the ones that was back there that seen it, y'all wasn't doing that. Y'all wasn't walking out to the ring with a champion. Y'all wasn't doing that. How many of y'all content creators say you have did a ring walk with a world champion? A ring walk with a prominent world champion. There's not many out there that can say that.
And if you talking about even if you do, you be solo. Nigga, why you be solo? Nigga, you need to make yourself known that you at the fucking event. IOTBA do. I walk out through that motherfucker. I be looking for niggas. Ask about me. You talking about the nigga who be on go. Nigga, I be on go at each event because I be remembering sucker ass niggas who talk shit. So I make myself visible and available if a nigga see me in the building. And I damn sure be looking for niggas. I never see none of you niggas. None of you internet niggas who talk so fucking tough. And then nigga get on there and do that. But won't even go to an event with Bernard at and go say the shit to him. Nigga, that's something a bitch will do, BFTB. Shout out to my nigga Bill Haney. I fuck with Bill Haney and Devin Haney. Now, we cool. And the reason why I fuck with Bill Haney, because he ain't soft, nigga. Because Bill Haney called me a black Mexican. And I told that nigga he was a racist and I got on his ass. But guess what? We got over with that because that's what real niggas do. Now we lock solid. I was telling Devin Haney, you the email champ, you ain't none of this, none of that. I said, shout out to Devin Haney. I said, boy, you made us non-believers into believers. You stay focused at the golden hand, man, you is who you is, nigga. In my DM, Devin Haney hit me back and said, man, thank you for finally believing in me, nigga.
Damn. That's some real shit. I remember when that happened. I remember when he called him a black Mexican. I remember all that shit, man. But that's good that you know, they considered IO to be important enough. You know what I'm saying? Important enough to hit him back and say, appreciate you believing in it. That's good shit. You know, that's the level of respect that a lot of cats are yearning for. They don't know how to get it. So the only way they go about it is to try to kill somebody like IO's reputation. You can't kill his reputation because nigga been through some shit. He's been through any war that you can imagine on YouTube. I'm just saying. I wasn't doing that. I wasn't putting headstones back then. I was chilling. I know how I can be. I wasn't doing that. He was doing this shit. I mean, it was so many people going back and forth. I'm just sitting back looking at how this social media, Facebook shit work. I didn't even want to be a part of that. I just wanted to sit back and comment on boxing and talk some boxing, but that shit was on a whole nother planet, man. And the one that was now running this shit back then was IO. No doubt about it. He was running the motherfucker. And ain't nobody had the hit on YouTube like he had on Facebook and how he had with Spence and all that. Nobody. But just think about the people who basically separated that shit. Sabotaged it. Black people. You know what I'm saying? They sabotaged it. Diddy James sabotaged it. Disloyal to the boxing game sabotaged it. You have a brother that's close to a black champion that's done built his persona, built his own persona now, and one of the largest boxing footprints in boxing in Texas. One of the largest, dog. And them motherfuckers wanted the peace. They got mad. You know what I'm saying? They got mad. Oh man, he's getting too much publicity. If IO still would have been over there with Spence, man, he would have been untouchable up to this point. If he still would have been able to coexist with Diddy James and do his shit, talk his shit, he would have been untouchable. Because what I mean by untouchable, it wouldn't be nobody that can even think that YouTube would have got them to the same freaking level that he would have been on at that point with Spence, especially going into the Crawford fight. He would have still been on his Errol Spence shit, and he would have been talking shit about Crawford. Everybody would have known this is what he's been doing for years. He was doing that shit way back when, like you're saying, Carlos Ocampo, way back when, man, when he was fighting in Frisco. Before that, he was doing this shit. He was talking this shit, man. Him and Spence had a goddamn respect, a mutual respect. If a boxer is gonna say keep on talking, let him talk or whatever that's happened, come on, bro. You know what I'm saying? Come on now. These cats don't have the hit. You know, when you run bikes on the street, the hit is the motherfucking, you know, sometimes you do races and people say, okay, I give you the hit. That means ain't nobody's in front of you. You take off when they take off. You know, that's the hit. When you you hit that throttle and you get up out of there and it's up to the person you racing to come get you. Ain't nobody had the hit. He wouldn't be catching up to nobody. You know what I'm saying? He didn't have to catch up to nobody. He would have been the hit. It ain't nobody that was up there popping at that time. That's straight up, man. Y'all can say what y'all want about what you think you know about all the beef and all the shit they said. Then nobody had that position, period. Nobody had that connection to a world champion fighter like Errol Spence, his popularity at the time. Nobody.
Come on, fam. You need to pipe the fuck down, nigga. Because you want to ride Devin Haney and Bill Haney coattail when you had the audacity and nerve to say something about Bernard. Like, you ain't 78. 78, milk dud head ass, this overweight lover ass nigga, like, nigga look like you can see the left. Here comes the left. Oh. Here comes the right. Oh.
Oh shit, that's hilarious, man.
Nigga be talking all that shit about Bernard. Niggas wouldn't dare say that shit to his face. Cause he'll punch you in your fucking mouth. Nigga, Bernard really like that. The fuck? This nigga on here crying, talking about he hurt. I'm hurt. I can't lie to y'all, I'm a little hurt. Looking at the camera, looking all homosexual and shit. I can't lie to y'all, I'm a little hurt. I'm a little hurt. Shut the fuck up, nigga. You be on here talking about dead motherfucking family members. Shut the fuck up. We ain't trying to hear that pussy ass shit. You ain't finna get no sympathy, nigga. Like, you could have kept it and just dropping facts, nigga. We don't want to hear about how you hurt or how you can't believe this is how we can't believe your soft ass will say something about somebody dead mama, they dead daddy, nigga. We can't believe how you would say that. So shut that soft ass shit up. Talking about you keep it boxing. No, the fuck you don't. Talking about I just want to keep it, but shut the fuck up, bro. You don't just keep it no motherfucking boxing, nigga. Nigga, you go out boxing when niggas don't agree with you, like my nigga Steve Brimley said, and you got mad at him about the Terrence Crawford situation, and you want to talk about this dead daddy, nigga. That's shit you get slapped the shit out of, bro. Niggas don't play like that, fam. Fuck wrong with you. But then you want to get on her and cry about it. Nigga, Tony Braxton voice. You ain't got to lie to me. Just be a man about it. Face ass nigga. Trying to hear none of that cupcake ass shit. But shout out to everybody out here from that 214 to across the pond. I'm on that bullshit again.
So shout out to IOTBA, man. Great live. Great live. I still have to touch some bases on some areas. But shout out to him, man. He definitely did his thing by pretty much raising up his own persona. You know, he had his own style about doing that shit. Unfortunately, he had some niggas around him that wasn't in his best interest, bro. Real talk. I saw them weak ass niggas from afar. I ain't want to be around them, dog. And they end up goddamn doing exactly what I thought they was doing. I just saw IO's personality being too strong for them soft ass bitches to be in his presence. And sure enough, he spoke to the motherfuckers like he used to speaking. And the same emotional breakdown that Julina's going through, freaking disloyal to the boxing game, did the exact same thing. So much to the fact that he wanted to goddamn go behind and stab the nigga in the back. You know what I'm saying? He could have just walked away. He could have just separated himself, fall back. But you want to sabotage what a nigga built, and you didn't have nothing to do with the steps, nigga. You wasn't a masonry. You didn't have shit to do with that. You wasn't around, nigga. You was lying on your back. You was doing live streams, laying in the bed. What the fuck you was doing? I thought you was Money Brown at first, nigga. That's what I thought. And then Diddy James not understanding. That's why I believe, you know, I say it all the time. He really didn't care about Spence because he just would have left IO up in there to basically provide that content. It never would have been a nigga like ES News coming up there just having free reign. How can he come up there at this point in time and have free reign to do what IO couldn't do back in the day? You had something to say about a nigga goddamn walking around and just putting content out, nigga. You had a problem with everything. But yet, in this day and time, ES News can have free reign just to walk through your gym and ask dumbass questions. Isn't that the same thing? Oh, they was getting mad that he was recording shit. Nigga, did that stop anything? Did that stop anything, bro? Did that stop Errol Spence from throwing a jab? Did that stop anything? Last time I checked, when Errol Spence I was fucked up, somebody recorded that shit. Right? Was that IOTBA doing that? I mean, you're not making sense, man. You split up a situation that could have been legendary to a highest degree. To the highest degree. But you didn't see it. You didn't see the forecast. You didn't see ahead on how that media exposure would have helped Spence keep his name out there in Texas if you would have just gave the nigga the goddamn access to do the shit. But no, you had to go get your gym. You had to start treating motherfuckers like shit, kicking them out, saying, nah, it's my gym now. Huh. You ain't gonna, you never coming in that motherfucker. Not as I'm around, it's my gym. So if it's his gym, you can't force yourself, and that shit was over. But like I said, the way that nigga dropped the news to them, I just look at, people can say it was wrong for IO to say what he did on that situation, but I look at it like, I don't think he was 100% wrong in saying he wished, you know, Errol Spence. That's just a thought. That's not something that he can influence. He's not holding the mitts. He's not giving them water. None of that. For somebody to be frustrated in the moment and say that shit, why take it as if he's trying to actually carry it out? You know, assholes sometimes don't take accountability for being just that. If you treat people like shit, and he was out of frustration and said that about Diddy James, you know what I'm saying? I wish, you know, the Errol Spence lose so he can fire Diddy James. That's just a thought. That's just a frustrated thought. That's not something he actually tried to carry out as he was trying to infiltrate the camp and tell the opponent what was going on in that motherfucker. That's different. If he was in somebody, if he was giving out information to an opponent he had coming up, that's different. But, you know, Diddy got his own freaking furniture store. And the relationship was gone. It was over because he wasn't gonna let him come up there. But he'll let ES News come up there and just ask questions that's not non-related to boxing. You know what I'm saying? And, you know, it's truth be told, IO should have been the one up there running that shit. Real talk, he should have had that much motherfucking clout up in that bitch where he dictated what media he wanted to come up in there. I'm just serious. Look, what more do you need? You in Texas, you put in the legwork in Texas, you did everything to get to where you need to be. How much more do you need from the streets? For real, how much more do you need? Now, as far as the niggas that he was addressing, I say this all the time. The niggas had this strange bromance where, you know, ETB wanted to goddamn keep BFT around. I told him, that nigga ain't in your best interest. I felt that he wanted to debate. and ETB still didn't want to damn take accountability. That nigga was dissing his ass. He found out the hard way, man. You know what I'm saying? That nigga didn't respect you. That nigga didn't respect you. He didn't respect the fact that you scorched his ass on the debate. So therefore, you found out the hard way. You kept him around like a lot of niggas do. Oh man, y'all up here want to be like him. Knock down, 68 iPad pager. That nigga want to be like BFTB so bad. He want to always talk to people disrespectful and say all that other shit. Man, you got a family, bro. Why would you want your mentor and want to be like somebody like him that's talking disrespectful? Now he have an emotional breakdown because people didn't appreciate him purchasing a PC, or people that he talked to behind the scenes personally. You know what I'm saying? Now the relationship is over. How many people have you hurt with your words? You don't care. So goddamn shut the fuck up with all that. You don't care. You try to go to the heart of someone's personal situation and you try to destroy them. If they're not built like that, you try to destroy them. Talking about people's family and for them to goddamn do this to you and all that. I never seen a man that portrays himself to be an alpha, right? But yet you always want a man to commit fellatio, social media fellatio on you. Something's terribly wrong with this nigga. Why are you having an emotional breakdown now? Because you're getting older? And WCS told you, yeah, you keep on screaming and yelling. And I'm going to watch you degrade. I'm going to sit back and watch. Continue to get on this motherfucker yelling and screaming. Go ahead. Yell, scream, do whatever you want to do, bro. All that stress you putting on yourself, it's already goddamn have motherfucking ball caps. You know what I'm saying? Threaded to your scalp. Nigga, you don't see it? You was having an emotional meltdown. If you really wanted to cleanse yourself, all you had to do was remove the cap and let your head breathe. Because obviously you haven't been thinking properly. You know what I'm saying? You should just took the cap off and let that motherfucking scalp breathe. Yeah. Everything would have started to come to a little bit clarity. It would have been starting to get a little bit clearer then. You would just let that scalp breathe. You ball cap niggas. Man, I don't know what that's like. Really, I don't know what you ball cap niggas are like. I don't know, but you know what I'm saying? When you get a new fitted, that shit needs to be broken in. And motherfucking scalp don't like that. And I think the tension that y'all putting on that shit is causing y'all not to be able to want to think correctly. I think with that insecurity, y'all think about that insecurity all the time. Y'all got to come on live. I said, y'all want to try to break down other men, but you have this insecurity about your hairline gone. And man, embrace that shit. Embrace the shit. You gonna wear a cap on live? Look, you niggas plan on doing it. Look like y'all niggas plan on doing this for another 30 years. So every time you come on live, nigga, y'all gonna be wearing caps. ETB, I'm talking to you too, ETB. I remember you did a live one time with no cap on your head, and it was just almost like seeing a baby come out the walker for the first time. Dada, mama, ha ha, ha ha, mama, daddy. You was lost. You didn't know. You didn't fucking know what was going on, dog. What's up with y'all niggas, man? If y'all consider yourselves to be a man, why should any of that matter? You know what I'm saying? Hey, Dookie Brown embracing the fact that he will always be in that position. He's showing you that he don't care about nobody but himself. He's showing you. If you donate to him, it don't matter, bro. He's going to stab you in the back sooner or later. When I did that live on in the reaction to him including himself in business that didn't have anything to do, what he do? He did 2 videos. You know what I'm saying? He did 2 videos. And what were they about? Attempting to emasculate somebody. They talk about some homo shit. How can you, of all people, talk about some sexual shit? And like IO and plenty other people, including myself, that's not something that you can really reflect upon. You was laying down and you was gyrating, talking about that was me letting somebody, bro. Seriously, I had a moment. I looked at you. I say, let this nigga get it out. You know what I'm saying? Let him get it off his chest because he's having a meltdown too. You want to be able to goddamn be up over a woman and put her in a position that she likes, man, and goddamn be in control. You know what I'm saying? But you never will. So I'll let you go through the motion of pretending that you was thinking about you was thinking about a moment that I had with another man. That just goes to show you, man. You flat on your back, nigga. Who's really the bitch? You want to bring my family into it? Why y'all going to BFTV? Y'all two of the same people. You want to say I was a deadbeat father to the public? Y'all two of the same fucking people. You never even met my kids, nigga. I never even had a close relationship with you like that. You was the same nigga trying to goddamn get me to goddamn not be around a real nigga. Y'all up there calling Shaw News a Judah and shit. Hey man, that nigga ain't solid. Nah, nigga, you was never solid. I know him. I do not know you. But all you cats are finding out now. You know what I'm saying? Hateful ass, vindictive. They want to fall behind Julina and act all tough and disrespectful online. Look, all them niggas are going through some shit, bro. That light-skinned nigga over there too. He trying to sit up here and act like he's the motherfucking OG goon on social media talking reckless to fighters. Why all you black content creators believe you got to talk reckless to fighters just to get them to respect you? They're not inviting you to their crib. They're not inviting you to dinner. What's wrong with y'all? Y'all are just talking disrespect for the black fighters that's even showing you any mind. And you know, Shakur's just looking like this, like, what is going on with this dude? Why is he so angry just because he's supporting Tank? Nigga, have you covered the Tank fight? Have you gotten in your car after you got permission and drove up there? I drove from the A all the way to Baltimore to a Tank fight. You dudes ain't putting in roll time. You just want to show up on the spot and goddamn put the camera on yourself, nigga. Like none of you niggas are doing it like he used to do it. None of you niggas, bro. If anything, you pay homage to the ones who did it before you, and you can't ask for tips. It's really no advice he can give you to build your channel up and get to where he was back in the day. That's all I'm saying. It's over. It's over. Y'all don't have the personality. Y'all can't sit up there and know that a nigga coming at you on some shit and have a decent conversation without having a panic attack. You know what I'm saying? You haven't mastered that shit yet. All y'all do want to scream and yell and cuss niggas out and talk about their family. You had the audacity, Julina, to say his lovely kids, Errol Spence lovely kids. How dare you, bro? How dare you allow IO to be in Texas and know Spence better than you? When you saying all these warm and loving hallmark moments, when have you been to the gym? When have you knocked on the window and said, Diddy, hey Diddy, it's me, and goddamn give him your acronym? Why haven't he let you in? So you can see Spence. Y'all niggas are loving Spence. You know what I'm saying? Y'all was going so much to back. You was criticizing shit out of Crawford. I didn't see none of y'all in the gym and you in Texas. Like I said, why you ain't at the fights? I haven't seen none of you show up at the gym. I know the first time I met a Spence family member was when I met Shaw News for the first time. That's official. We was up there kicking and having a conversation, all that shit. None of you other niggas, man, you ain't making the moves of knowing people. You claim you know people and you associate and you affiliate and you put in all the work. I haven't seen you all do this shit. Now granted, take this out. The years has changed since the Facebook, right? Now you got dudes who will do anything They would take a link off YouTube and send it to a person. You know what I'm saying? That wasn't the mentality. The shit that was going on Facebook, motherfuckers just orientated to Facebook. But now you got niggas that'll take a YouTube link and send it to a team that you might have covered and try to and will pretty much prevent you from being around that team again because they saying, oh man, so and so criticizing your fighter. And you get the shit that happened. You get teams that's distance themselves from content creators. Yeah, for real. That shit happens all the time. Oh, don't mess with him. And like they had something to do with training. Oh, don't mess with that person. Don't mess with that. That's why these fighters, they have to stay true to their game. You know what I'm saying? If they know the real ones that's really fucking with them heavy, they need to stick to them. Not allowing people to send links and put a motherfucking text in there. I just thought you should see this. You know, I know he's covered your fighter before, but you need to check this out. You have coward ass, bitch ass, hoe ass niggas, man, that would do that shit to you. They would do that. They did it to me. Nobody's never seen me roll with a group of niggas in there when I'm at the fights. Nobody. The only group that I've really been with is when I was with Team Williams and pretty much the time I covered Teofimo Lopez, you know, them fights. And then when I covered Jahad Tucker them. And even then I wasn't rolling with a group. Usually I'm behind them or wherever to record the team. But, hey, history is what it is, man. When you continue to let niggas on YouTube give you a status quo on how big they believe they are just off subscribers and views, none of them niggas was touching what IO was putting out back then. None of these niggas. None of them. Matter of fact, they wasn't even around when the shit was popping off, so they don't have education on it. But Money Brown was. His channel's nowhere he didn't have a clout. There was plenty of people there. They can say what they want. And I'm gonna end up getting up out of here with this. ETB, you need to really look at what he was telling you. You know what I'm saying? Julina was saying that you was a cheerleader, like you was a groupie, nigga. You know what I'm saying? For a man to say that, every man don't put that staple on your forehead like that and hang a sign from it that says, I'm a groupie. Every nigga don't say that. Hey, you was a groupie for real. You was looking up, little nigga was looking up to me and goddamn saying this, and you was a group. Man, y'all dudes knew his paperwork. You knew it. You mentioned me, but you knew. You knew, and still you was associating because you chose to associate with the nigga. So everything crash and burns, and you had no motherfucking out no more. It's over. There's nowhere for you to go. You knew about all this. So for you to bring it up now, other people already did it. If you didn't want to fuck with the nigga, you should have did it way ahead of time. But he had a point. He had a point. He may be feeling some type of way about niggas that he thought that was truly cool with him. And you know, dysfunctional niggas, man, shit always break up. Seriously. I ain't gonna lie. But dude, you have to figure it out. You are choosing Dookie Brown. Both of y'all niggas looking very, very weird right now. I don't know what the attraction is. I seriously don't know what the attraction is. But when it comes to content or whatever, it's only a matter of time before y'all fall out. Watch what I tell you, dog. It's only a matter of time before y'all fall out, man. It's only a matter of time before y'all fall out. Seriously. You can't sit up here and keep the company of a dude like that that's an opportunist that really plotting to try to get your freaking subscribers to always come over there, you know what I'm saying, and goddamn show support to his channel. That's all that was. But ETB, like I was saying, something that don't sit right with me about grown-ass men, and I'm telling you as an older cat, man, because I know you like, you know, saying how young you are, and whatever, want to take on whatever status you're doing. But remember this now. I've heard you several times say this, and it gives me it gives me the what's the word I want to say? It gives me like beta vibes from you when you call a nigga ugly. You on some beta vibes. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? You're like bitches in a group gossiping about a female that don't look better than them. So they're all in conversation talking about, oh, she's an ugly bitch. She's an ugly bitch. I've heard you call niggas ugly. I don't like that, man. I don't like you. You may not care if I don't like it, but something's seriously wrong by the grown-ass man calling other grown men ugly. Why do you even take it upon yourself to be this descriptive about another human being that's your same gender and you call them ugly? I heard that way back in the day. I always looked at it like, nigga, why are you calling grown men ugly? And I haven't seen you call Money Brown anything of a sort. That's the nigga you should be concerned about right next beside you. That's the one you should be concerned about. How can you sit up here and call other men ugly, but your best friend skipping down the street kicking goddamn empty soda cans is the one and only Dookie Brown. Dookie, he's Dookie Brown. Yo, Dookie. Yeah, nigga. Don't bring my family in your conversation no more. You know what I'm saying? Don't do that. I know you ain't gonna never apologize because you think that shit cool. You know what I'm saying? You want to ask me to take down the video and you'll take it down, but you want to keep on putting up homo. That's weak shit. You're a fast talker. You say you the writer, right? Man, y'all show goddamn IO that respect that he deserves because he goddamn put the work in. And, you pretty niggas, shit he said up there about shit, ETB, you gonna have to do a reflection on yourself, bro. And that's why do you look at niggas as if you're prettier than they are? I never insulted a nigga and said he was ugly. I may have gave some descriptive, insults, I may have been a little bit insensitive about something, but I'm not talking about appearance. You know what I'm saying? I'm not talking about appearance. But for more than 2 or 3 occasions, I done heard you call a nigga ugly. And I'm like, I don't know what. I'm not wired like that, bro. You know what I'm saying? I'm not wired like that. And look, do me a favor, man. Straight up. You vouch for the nigga that owe me a stack, and you deleted my comment. So when IO say, you that bitch, you are giving off those bitch ass nigga signs. You deleted my comment, man, and you the one vouch for the nigga, and goddamn Errol Spence lost, and you won't even hold that nigga accountable to get my money. You won't even hold that nigga accountable, bro, to get my band, cause you vouched for the nigga. You said, oh yeah, oh he pay his debts, and we bet it, and then the nigga, I'm on your chat and drop your shit, and you want to do it. That's bitch assness, bro. Straight up and down like that, bro. I'm not whining about shit, none. It's a fucking bet. Don't come back with no reaction video on me. That's straight up man shit, grown man. This nigga owe me $1,000, and you vouch for him. In the streets, you know how that shit goes. You vouch for somebody and they don't pay up, who gets it? The person who vouched for him. Then they go looking for the nigga that didn't pay. They send the fucking message, bro. Come on, man. What kind of goddamn shit y'all on? I don't know. But imagine what type of man I would be if I was to listen to the niggas that was sitting up here saying that my guy Shot News was a Judah and, talking about somebody's looks. I said, what kind of real nigga shit is this, man? What kind of era y'all live in, man? Like, who does that? Like, y'all don't think for yourself? Like, why are you looking at another man like that? You know, you got Julene over there talking about, you know, people go over here and do this to him and all that shit. You got ETB calling niggas ugly. You got Money Brown being disrespectful and talking about some homosexuality shit when he can't even goddamn really feel any type of motion when it comes to him and a female or dude, whatever he prefers. I'm just saying. You think I'm lying? Go back to that video. Go back to that video. Go back to the video that he got of me. He got two of them. And see, I'm going to tell you one more weird shit. Julene, if you listening, I got a screenshot of when you try to send me a Facebook request and I block your ass. Now, it had your logo up there. I don't know if you try to come in under somebody else's freaking tag or whatever, but I got the screenshot. I don't know what the fuck you weird niggas are on. You trying to go on somebody's Facebook. Go on, hey, go on my Facebook. All you gonna see is boxing content, nigga. I don't put personal shit out there. And you're gonna see a whole lot of freaking pictures of bitches that I was freaking with in California and all that. I get it. Competing and all that. That nigga took a picture of when I was competing and tried to put it up there. And try to talk on some other shit. Man, I'm telling you, bro. That shit's wild, man. That nigga was up there in the bed gyrating as if he was talking about somebody doing me like that. Look, the audacity of him to attempt to play the role, a real life role, that he cannot physically do himself. The mental stress it must take for him to basically attempt to put himself in a position, knowing damn well that he's not physically capable of carrying it out. I get it, bro. I get it, man. Fantasy is a motherfucker. But just think about the shit you be saying about people's family and to put that out there with somebody and think you don't have to apologize for it. I ain't never really went in on what your family could. You know, IO was the one that's saying they can't come over there and eat Thanksgiving dinner because it smelled like chitlin juice, you know what I'm saying, and motherfucking old spam. For real, he the one said that shit. Not me. Not me, bro. But y'all hold it down. Appreciate y'all pulling up to the scene. You know what I'm saying? Shout out to Shot News, the Sauce Experience. A real one in the building. I know he was back there doing those times. You know what I'm saying? When all that shit was popping off in Texas. You know what I'm saying? A real one from day one. You know what I'm saying? A real one from day one. Shout out to everybody else. The hottest chat in the MF game. H-Style Official. And shout out to IOTBA, man. A real one who unfortunately, you know, he had his own people goddamn do like is always in history, right? When we have black people that's on the rise doing something different, what we have some of our own kind sit up there and be the reason for the demise. It's crazy. But I give him his respect, man. He had his own shit, his own motherfucking persona. He had his own shit, and he had the numbers, and he had the motherfucking traction, and he had the motion over there. Ain't nobody did that shit. Ain't nobody came close to that shit. I don't know what these niggas think on YouTube today, but they are not getting motion like that. They're not, bro. I'm just being honest about it. You don't have motion like he had. You know what I'm saying? You ain't put in the work. All this cheesy ass freaking shit that people do, it's different. But I appreciate y'all pulling up. And, you know, y'all go in there and check out, you know, the Armageddon that happened with his full live stream. You know what I'm saying? Support the brother. And hold it down till next time. I'm out. Peace.